their strongest challenger in the league.
Yeah, it was a tough match for Cabrillo to start league with, and they came out and they had an excellent second half. They took it right to Atascadero after being down by 10. They got off to a great start, beating the team that would probably be their #1 challenger, getting off to a great start, and now it looks like the contender for the Los Padres League title.
A couple of surprises in last Friday's opening round, with Morro Bay winning their first league game in many a year, along with St. Joseph's winning their opener, and they've had a real slim pickings year. And so it's Cabrillo, Morro Bay, and St. Joseph's on top after the first round. Interesting to note, however, no Los Padres League team has a winning record so far this year. Cabrillo and Atascadero both share a 6-6 record. San Ynez coming in here at 3-10.
They must have had a very tough preseason, obviously.
We would hope.
San Ynez, just watching them warm up, looks like a fairly solid team. Checking their lineup, they have some good size. If they continue to play like that, I think it's going to be a tough league for them this year. Paso Robles could be tough, but with Morro Bay, St. Joe getting wins, I think Cabrillo has a very good shot. And if they continue, if they can get another win tonight, they're going to be right in the driver's seat.
Certainly a leg up to beat the toughest competition first time around, and to beat them so decisively. As you mentioned, San Ynez with great size. They're bringing in here a junior who's 6'8". They've got a couple of guys at around 6'3" and 6'4". They've got great size come in here to give Shell and Pike some real competition along the baseline. But Pike and Shell have shown themselves equal to the task all season long during the preseason games as well as last week. We've commented last week, and we have to comment again tonight, that Cabrillo has been marked more than anything else, this 1992 basketball team, by consistency. They've got 8 or 9 or 10 guys they can put out on the court and not lose a great deal of effectiveness on the wood.
It's very important to have players who come off the bench and contribute. We saw that last week with Al Greenberry, who was dynamite. Came off, ignited him, was the spark they needed. And as you mentioned, when you can have 8 or 9 players that can contribute, it's a lot easier for the rest of the team. You can rest the big guys, you can rest the rest of the starters, and you can get that contribution when you need it. If you have foul trouble or fatigue, those players can really come in and help. If you don't have the bench, it can be a long night and a long season.
6-6 Cabrillo against 3-10 San Ynez Pirates, and we'll be back with the basketball action here at Cabrillo High School right after these words that bring from the people who bring you Cabrillo Conquistador basketball. Introducing the starters for the visiting San Ynez Pirates. At guard, number 20, a senior 5'9" Morgan Halmy, and he's certainly a competitor. At forward, a 6'1" junior, number 25, Brian Libera. At forward, a 6'4" junior, Leaf Johnson. At guard, a 5'10" junior, Tyler Ferrer. And in the middle, a junior, 6'1" Donnie Hanley. And you know that you have pretty good confidence in your team when you sit a 6'8" guy on the bench, huh?
I was very surprised to see the big guy not starting. If you got a 6'8" on the bench, the 6'4" man's got to be awful tough.
For the home team, Cabrillo Conquistador, starting tonight, number 11. At guard, Jared McCune, the 6'2" senior. Dale Shell in the center, 6'5" seniors, number 13. At guard, a 5'10" senior, number 15, Keyshawn Rogers. At forward, number 24, 6'4" senior, Andy Pike. And starting tonight at forward, the fellow had such a great game last Friday night to spark this team off the bench. 6 foot tall. He's a forward senior, Al Greenberry. So a little bit of shake-up in the starting lineup for Cabrillo tonight. Carlton Williams, who has been starting, didn't get a lot of play in the second half last week. I wonder exactly how well he feels and if something's bothering him. But we'll be back to check out all the action here at Cabrillo right after this. The Cabrillo Conquistadors hosting the Pirates from San Ynez. And this is kind of I don't know, it's kind of a dark horse ball game. We haven't seen San Ynez at all this year. They've had flashes of brilliance with long stretches of dry achievement.
I think a 3:10 record can be misleading if they're not taken seriously.
Greenberry gets the first shot for Cabrillo. As Cabrillo controlled the opening tip. Shell inside gets a little lazy, loses the ball, and that's just Dale Shell knew he had the shot, and he did have the shot. Just got quick hands on D. So that'll send a message to Dale Shell, being the competitor he is. That's not going to happen too many more times.
He's already shown his aggressiveness. Don't leave the ball out in front of him.
Man-to-man defense being played here early on by Cabrillo. Partially blocked shot, and Cabrillo with an opportunity now to quickly put something on the board. DeKeyshawn Rogers down well in advance. Nobody saw him.
That was a very smart play by DeKeyshawn to bring it out. Didn't have anything going inside. Brought it back out, set up the offense. Unfortunately, we have an early turnover for Cabrillo.
Let's take a look right here. 2 plays down on the offensive end of the court, and Cabrillo has turned the ball over twice. Looking a little bit lackadaisical.
You're right, just a little bit. Just a little bit. They need to be focused.
The big man, number 32, Leif Johnson, inside of Andy Pike, puts San Ynez on top by a score of 2-0. So that's exactly the way it started out last Friday night.
I wouldn't take this team lightly, especially early on.
Man-to-man defense also by the San Ynez Pirates. Shell across the center of the key, up. Can't get it to fall. Look at the rebound by Pike. Pike over and above all the folks, and we're tied at 2. So a nice aggressive play that time by Shell to get that ball in play.
Pike and Shell both aggressive early underneath the basket like they have been all season. They should continue that early on.
Again down low, Johnson, and Johnson has that ball snuffed. Leif Johnson, number 32, 6'4", up against Andy Pike, 6'4", and right now Andy Pike's playing a taller 4.
Pike plays taller than 6'4". He actually plays like about 6'6", 6'7" with his long arms.
On the right side.
Excuse me, Gene.
Right side is Hanley, number 55. He passed to Ferrer, 44, and Ferrer shuffled the feet on the dribble. I was watching number 55, Hanley, before the, or rather number 25, Brian Libera for San Ynez during warm-ups. And there's a fella gets the ball outside the three-point lane. He's going to get rich. He can shoot.
He's got his hands full right now trying to guard Andy Pike.
Shell at the free throw line. DeKeyshawn Rogers at the left. And DeKeyshawn shuffles the feet. And so this week in the officials meeting, they talked about guards shuffling their feet before the dribble.
Trying to get off on the first step. Beat with a quickness, and the official right on top of it.
So it's tied at 2. 6 minutes remaining in the first quarter. San Ynez and Cabrillo, and a foul being called against number 13, Dale Shell. His first personal will be out of bounds to the black and orange. Morgan Halmy, number 20, inbounds the ball. Ferrer, 40, back to Halmy. From three-point range, hard off the heel of the basket, no point. Ferrer, nothing going. Pike with the rebound. Keyshawn Rogers with a quick outlet, manages to save the pass. Al Greenberry from 10, 2. Cabrillo in the lead, 4-2, 5:35 remaining in the first quarter.
Noticed on the last two possessions, they have DeKeyshawn Rogers streaking on the shot.
Halmy again from three-point range, can't get it down. Shell controls the rebound. So Cabrillo doing a nice job on the boards.
Using their height so far.
McCune, Rogers. Pike just inside the three-point line. Gets the rebound, rolls it up, can't get it down. Still loose on the floor. Shell being a little careful. I don't think he needs to be. He picked up a foul early. And Ferrer brings the ball across the timeline. Halmy on the dribble. Back to Ferrer. 55 Hanley seems to be the swing forward. Over the top inside to Johnson. He's free underneath. Can't get it down. And once again, we're seeing this north end basket being real tough to score at.
And we talked about that last week. It seems every first quarter that the opponent has a hard time adjusting to that basket.
That foul was called on number 30, Al Greenberry, his first. Halmy to Hanley, back to Halmy. Very patient as Cabrillo in a 2-3 zone. San Ynez Pirates just looking for a crack. Libera gets 2 points, and we're tied at 4 with 4.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter.
To a man, Cabrillo seems to be taller than each person on the floor. They have a distinct height advantage. We'll see if they put that to good use.
Pike got a nice move to the baseline. Over the top, number 25, Libera, and Andy Pike scores again at 6-4, Cabrillo. Now the big man Johnson, number 32 for San Ynez, being fronted for the most part by Pike down low when they're in the zone. Now they're in man-to-man, so he'll kind of just play deny defense on Johnson. They're trying to get it over the top to him as Homme fires again from three-point range. Out of bounds off Jared McCune. And they've been really, San Ynez has been pretty comfortable getting the ball to 32 Johnson over the top when Pike fronts or plays outside. And I think Pike's really going to have to rely on the weak side D. Look at the anticipation by DeKeyshawn Rogers. Puts it off the glass nice and easy. And it's a 4-point lead. Cabrillo High School 8-4. That's the largest lead of the ball game. Little full court pressure. Shell with the steal. Takes it all the way to the glass. 2 points, Dale Shell. So the pressure kind of rattled San Ynez on the inbounds, and the lead now 10-4. Flair trying to get the ball to somebody, anybody. Saved by Hanley right into the hands of Al Greenberry. DeKeyshawn Rogers gets the outlet pass. Greenberry, 8 feet, can't get it down. Johnson with the rebound. Johnson, a big kid.
Takes up a lot of space inside.
210 pounds, 6'4", and he plays 210 pounds. Hanley outside Dial just inside the three-point line. Shell, and Shell hustles the ball. Look out! Boom! 12-4, and Coach Jeff Rick from San Ynez needs the time to talk to his charges. 2 minutes, 48 seconds remaining in the first quarter. It's a 12-4 lead. Cabrillo will be back with more exciting basketball after this.
Basketball tonight. San Ynez versus Cabrillo at the Cabrillo Conquistadors gym. Cabrillo coming out with solid pressure, using it to their advantage, coming up with 2 quick steals, and they've jumped out to a 12-4 lead with 2:40 left in the first quarter. Jared McCune with another steal in midcourt and a layup. 2 points, Jared McCune. Cabrillo up 14-4.
Morgan Homme with a little bit of sleight of hand against the dribble. Al Greenberry nearly a steal. DeKeyshawn Rogers puts the pressure on. Greenberry denies the pass to Johnson, and here go the black and gold again. Pike off balance, had nothing to do but try to make something work, and it worked out just fine. As a Shell takes it off the glass and puts it down, 16-4. And we've had a 12-point run here on the part of the Cabrillo Conquistadors.
Their pressure is amazing. They've got probably about 5 steals in the last 30 seconds, and there's another one by Al Greenberry out in front to Dale Shell.
The Shell can't catch up, and that ball rolls out of bounds. What we're seeing here from San Ynez is one of the reasons they're 3-10. And that is they really don't have a solid point guard who can handle the ball. They have not shown here, at least with 1:55 remaining in the first quarter, anybody can really handle the ball well.
They really look out of sync. They look nervous. They don't look sure of themselves handling the ball. They need to find someone who will take charge, get things under control.
Matt Noretto, number 5, into the ballgame, a 5'10" senior guard for San Ynez. Hanley inside to Johnson, nothing doing, and a follow-up by Brian Libera makes it 16-6, the first points for San Ynez in a long while. Keyshawn Rogers brings it across the timeline for Cabrillo. He's got the baseline, they just give it to him. A nice 10-foot shot, doesn't get down. Shell with a strong rebound over Johnson. And Dale Shell showing a really nice shooting touch in that 6 to 10-foot range tonight. It's 18-6.
Well, Dale Shell's playing with a lot of confidence right now. Feel that he can take control.
Keyshawn Rogers going to try to make it. I thought he was going for the dunk, didn't get the bounce. And look at the good ball control by Al Greenberry. Greenberry finally puts the rebound down, and it's 20-6. It wasn't pretty, but it ends up in 2.
It was a 3-on-none break. Rogers lucky he had some trailers on that play.
On the right side, that's Noretto. Hanley out front, working against Shell. Johnson inside, and McCune slaps the ball loose. Shell's on his way. Look out, boom! That time, number 55, Donnie Hanley just couldn't get back to defense Shell. Block shot, and finally, the ball thrown in by number 32, Leaf Johnson. And it's 22-8.
This is a great run by Cabrillo.
Shell against Johnson, inside to Pike. Pike working against Libera, and Pike's got 2 points. So Pike's going to get rich. He's working against Brian Libera, 6'1", and Libera's just not up to the task.
Both big men are looking to have excellent games tonight. They're just overmatching San Ynez.
Excellent play that time as Hanley drove the baseline. Shell and Pike both let Hanley have the baseline. As Pike kind of collapsed on the basketball, he dished back to 32 Johnson. And Johnson fouled in the act of shooting.
We have a couple substitutions, one for Cabrillo, number 31. Brian Weber coming in for Dale Shell to give him a quick rest. And San Ynez looks like the big guy is going to be coming in, number 50, Dave Burnett.
Burnett looks to replace number 32, Johnson. Johnson's on the line, and Burnett didn't come in on the indication from the official. Misses the first of 2 free throws, misses the second. Greenberry with a rebound. Keyshawn Rogers releases, but time expires. The Cabrillo Conquistadors out with an inspired first quarter. They lead here at Cabrillo High School 24-8. We'll be back with more exciting Cabrillo Conquistador basketball after this.
Conquistador Gymnasium, where we have one period down here with Cabrillo San Ynez. At the end of the first quarter, it's 24-8. Cabrillo jumped out to a big lead, due primarily to their pressure defense, steals, rebounds, and slam dunks.
Underway, out of bounds to the San Ynez Pirates to start the second quarter. Noretto stays in the ballgame, number 5 at guard. That's Morgan Helmy on the right side. Donnie Hanley with the ball. Helmy to Noretto. San Ynez really hasn't been able to get the ball inside, and if that starts happening, Morgan Helmy, a great competitor, if he starts hitting from 3-point range, that's going to loosen up this Cabrillo defense, and they're going to have to start playing a little differently. So it'll be interesting to see.
That's about the 5th 3-point attempt. They finally buried one.
McCune misses the layup, and we go the other way. Helmy bringing the ball down. Outside to Noretto, 3-point range. Going nowhere. Helmy backs it out inside to the big man, number 50, Burnett, and he can't get the free throw down. And Hanley being whistled for the foul on the rebound. Al Greenberry picking himself off the hardwood.
Hanley came from about the free throw line, strong to the rebound. Unfortunately, he got most of Greenberry's arms and was whistled for the foul.
7 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the first half. It's 24-11. The Cabrillo Conquistadors on top. Keyshawn Rogers wide open to the hole. Doesn't get the lay-in. Weber has his shot partially blocked, and we have a foul being called underneath. So that time, Keyshawn Rogers would break into the basket to pass just a little behind him, or he would have had an escorted route all the way.
Nice pass by Al Greenberry, finding Rogers.
Foul is on number 25, Brian Libera. Inbounds, Andy Pike shows a nice shooting touch as Pike throws down 2. And it's 26-11. Pressure on the basketball by the Conquistadors. McCune with a steal to Keyshawn Rogers. He's got the lane. 2 to Keyshawn Rogers. So Cabrillo getting rich with quick hands here in the first half against San Ynez. 28-11 with 6.5 minutes remaining in the half. Burnett, 6'8" junior inside. Back out to Helmy, working against Keyshawn Rogers. Hanley working against Weber. Helmy again from 3-point range. No luck. McCune and Libera fighting for the basketball. Possession arrow goes the way of the Conquistadors. Out of bounds, Cabrillo.
You really have to like Cabrillo's guards with their defensive pressure, along with Dale Shell. Very aggressive in their nature, and leads to a lot of steals that way, and so far it's worked out for him.
Good, fast first step that time by Greenberry. Got him past Morgan Helmy. Didn't get the shot down, and it's out of bounds, San Ynez Pirates. Basically what Cabrillo's doing on defense now, simply picking the man up about 3/4 of the way down the court. It's not really full court pressure. It's just meant to keep San Ynez aware that they're there. Shot no good inside. Helmy controls the rebound. Noretto from 3. So San Ynez with their second 3-pointer of the quarter. It's 28-14. Noretto against Rogers. Rogers down the lane, dishes to Weber. Weber was looking for the shot. Pass caught him unawares. Rogers with another shot, doesn't go. Libera controls for San Ynez. Helmy. Noretto, 3-point range. No good. Weber with the strong rebound. Keyshawn Rogers pushes it down against the D.
The San Ynez guards are running down, setting up for 3-point shots. It looks like that's their strategy to catch back up with Cabrillo.
Pike with a strong move to the